Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our third in the summer series. We're going to be focusing today on immune health and children's wellness in particular. You will find a lot of these tips are applicable for adults as well. So if you are not surrounded by kiddos like I am, you will still gain a lot of information and benefit from this call, I am sure. But we will be looking at wellness through the perspective of kids, babies, infants, and the like. So this morning we're going to be hearing from a workshop that was taught at the Young Living Convention in early July. And it's going to be about 35 minutes long. I like to keep these calls just under about an hour. That way we can get the information that we need and move on with our busy days. I don't know about you, but it is a gorgeous day. Today, the sun is shining. I've got my kids running around outside. They are waiting for me to get off of this call so we can all jump in the pool. So we are going to get right into the meat of this workshop. And give me just a moment. I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay, hello, my name is Bronwyn Dieter. I'm going to be sharing with you today about the immune system, especially as it relates to kids, but actually for all of us too, and introducing Young Living's new product, Immu Gummies. A little about me. I am the wife to my amazing husband, Heiko, and I'm mom to our 6 kids who make our lives crazy fun. We live in Washington State and classically homeschool. I hear somebody from Washington out here, and classically homeschool our kids in community with other families. Our first 2 kids have now graduated from high school, so we are into a new chapter of life with adult children. I am also a Young Living Diamond, having started my business 9 years ago, just a few weeks before my last child was born. I am a functional nutritional therapy practitioner as well, and I focus on women's health in my practice and hormone support in a mineral balancing framework. If you are a woman here, I want to say to you, many of us are women, I want to say to you, congratulations. You own the most complex and beautifully orchestrated machine ever created, your own body. It's my passion to study and understand the brilliant and intricate design of the female body, as it is the crowning glory of all of God's creation, and then to help women learn how to care well for their own individual machine. Men also have incredible machines. I just think of women's bodies as the upgraded model. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about the immune system, specifically keeping kids healthy. I'll also look at some great KidScents products which support a healthy lifestyle. KidScents products are specially formulated as a line of essential oil-infused products designed for children. They are made with the utmost care, using gentle, natural ingredients, which are safe and effective for kids of all ages. These products offer a wide range of benefits, including promoting a healthy lifestyle, supporting emotional well-being, and fostering a positive environment. My own recipe for healthy kids is pretty simple: food, sunshine, dirt, and sleep. In a minute, I'm going to talk to you about these lifestyle choices and how many Young Living products support them. But first, let's take a look at how the immune system works in all of us, young and old. The immune system is a complex network of cells, tissues, and organs which work together to protect the body from harmful substances such as pathogens like bacteria, fungus, and viruses. Its primary function is to recognize and eliminate these threats while maintaining a delicate balance to avoid attacking the body's own healthy cells. The immune system can be divided into 2 main parts: the innate immune system and the adaptive immune system. Let's practice this together. Can you say innate immune system?
Innate immune system.
Good job. And adaptive immune system. Okay, good. We're getting the grammar here. So let's learn about our immune system. As we learn about this, I want you to imagine a medieval castle as a picture of the immune system, which we all have. Your castle has several protections built into it. You have stone walls and a moat around it. There's a gate and drawbridge. These are physical barriers, similar to our skin, our eyelids, our stomach acid, or healthy mucus in our nose. Your castle also has a dragon in the moat and guards inside around the king or queen. These stand ready to protect against any invader, similar to immune cells. All of this, castle, dragon, gate, they're similar to our innate immune system, which includes physical barriers like the skin and mucous membranes, as well as immune cells in our blood, such as neutrophils, macrophages, and natural killer cells. These cells detect and destroy invading pathogens, activate inflammation, and recruit other immune cells to the site of infection or injury. They respond immediately and are non-specific. Okay, so you can remember the innate immune system by naming your dragon, because remember, you got a dragon in your moat. Name your dragon Nate. Nate the dragon and the whole castle he lives in are your innate immune system. Got it? Okay, we also have an adaptive immune system. This part of the immune system has a more specific response and develops its intelligence over time. It recognizes and eliminates specific pathogens that the body has encountered before, leading to a faster and more efficient response upon subsequent exposure. The adaptive immune system involves two major types of immune cells, B cells and T cells. For our medieval castle analogy, I like to think of the adaptive immune system as a small army of spies and warriors which protects the castle. You may have spies that mingle with the crowds waiting at the gate of your castle to identify who is an invader and who is a friend. You also have warriors such as archers who are positioned at the turrets of the castle or swordsmen at the gate to defend against certain types of attack. They are in communication with the spies to know who might be enemies and who might be safe and friendly so that they can defend against specific invaders, becoming smarter over time about who's an invader and who's not. But here's the catch. When those spies are young, like it's their first day on the job, they sometimes don't yet know who the invaders are. So experience will teach the whole army, whether spies or warriors, what to look out for. And this is like our adaptive immune system, which learns over time to resist invaders by being exposed to small amounts of bacteria or virus, or even by coming down with a virus and then overcoming it. You can remember the adaptive immune system in a similar way to Nate the Dragon. We say attaboys because we're saying attaboys to those warriors, attaboys, adaptive immune system. Okay, Nate the Dragon, attaboys, adaptive immune system. We kind of learned about these two parts. Now I want to pause here and kind of bring it back to when you have kids and describe for you the process by which all of our immune systems were initially trained. So this is kind of rolling back to the beginning of your immune system start. And then this ongoing training that happens in our intestinal microbiome. You may have heard that so much of the immune system is in the gut, right? So here's how it began. Before you were born, when you were in your mother's womb, you were sterile. No bacteria filled your gut. You're sterile. During birth, if you were born vaginally, you were exposed to the good bacteria in your mother's birth canal. You literally sucked it up. Your eyes, nose, and mouth received healthy bacteria from your healthy mother. And this was what first colonized your intestines during your first week of life. I feel like I would want to just pause here and kind of like understand that. This is just such an amazing design. Okay, so in that first critical week of each of our lives, our adaptive immune systems tagged all of our bacteria as good guys, so you would know how to identify them for the rest of your life. This was the first training for your adaptive immune system. Now, if your mother was able to breastfeed you, you began to get daily doses of her healthy bacteria for the first months or years of your life because her body was typed in her first week of life to know which bacteria are good and to be brought to her mucous membranes, especially her breasts, for making breast milk for her baby. This is pretty incredible, right? Do you see what I mean by a woman's body being the upgraded model? Okay, now, if you were born by cesarean section as I was, you were perhaps colonized by your mother's bacteria or perhaps by the bacteria around you in the hospital. This is less than ideal, as studies show that babies born by C-section are more than twice as likely to develop asthma later in life as a dysfunction of the adaptive immune system. For me, I do not experience asthma, but I've become very intentional about nurturing my microbiome as a way to support my immune system, which didn't have the best start. We do the best that we can right where we're at, right? Okay, and I also want to note, in just thinking about this whole process, I want to note that through childhood, It's normal for a child's immune system to go through a learning and maturing process. We all use encounters with pathogens to build our immune system intelligence. And in a child, this will mean coming down with an illness occasionally. Of course, whenever your child is ill, be in touch with their doctor, but chances are this will pass and your child will come through a few days of fever, sweats, and exhaustion with a new level of strength and resiliency. You may even notice they are ready to tackle a new skill or childhood milestone at this time. My point here is that it's actually normal for children to have childhood illnesses. And I think there's been too much fear around the normal childhood journey of building the immune response. But as parents, our role during mild illness should be keeping our child hydrated and comfortable and instilling in them a trust that their body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Attaboys, right? I've had to welcome these times of illness in my kids as a healthy exercise for my child's immune system and an opportunity for me to connect in a closer way with them as a person as I care for them at home, in their bed, or on the couch. These really can be special times when activities on the calendar are canceled and instead we read books, watch movies, massage each other with our favorite oils, and get cozy on the couch at a slow pace. Also, we have herbal tea with honey and chicken soup on repeat. My emotional message to my child during this time is that your body is wise and it's doing just what it needs to do to grow strong. Now, all that said, no mom wants to have her child catching every little thing that goes around or missing lots of school days or holidays because of illness. And if you're a mom of multiples, illness can move from one child to the next, making you feel like you never get a break. I know some moms who dread even the thought of fall because of this very reason. So, are there any things we can do to keep kids healthy? How do we take good care of our castle? Okay, so I promised you my recipe for healthy kids. And when you go home, you can tell your kids this is how they take care of their castle if you want to explain the immune system to them in this way. So it's just this simple: nourishing foods and superfoods, effortless digestion of those foods, playing outside in the dirt and sunshine, and sufficient sound sleep. Each of these pieces in my puzzle supports immunity. Nourishing foods build and repair our castle structure as well as feed our army. Digesting food well means the nutrients are delivered to our castle. Playing outside in the sunshine helps a child create their own vitamin D in their skin, and vitamin D is like paying your guards with gold coins. Encountering dirt, which is full of microbes and minerals, is like putting those guards, warriors, and spies into a weightlifting gym each day so they can stay strong and fit. And sound sleep each night is a powerful recharge for the immune system. Okay, let's dive into all these. First is nourishing food, some specifics on that. And as I prepared to talk to you about this, I realized that the topic of food can bring up so much mom guilt for moms and dads alike. I was going to say things like, we are what we eat. If we eat junk food, we will have junk bodies. Or you can't multivitamin your way out of a bad diet. So those cute sayings may all be true, but they're not very helpful. The reality is, as parents, it's a struggle to give kids the nutrition they need in a world that pushes processed sugary foods on all of us at every turn. Instead of just reminding you about the problem, I want to share with you some foods which I consider the most important for keeping my kids supported. I figure if they get lots of nourishing foods, a few negatives now and then won't be a big deal. Like the food we eat while camping, am I right? Camping food. Okay, protein. First on my list is protein because I really do work to get protein into my kids. If I'm not intentional on this one, we just don't get enough. We try to eat a serving of protein from organic and grass-fed sources if possible at every meal. A protein serving is about the size of a person's palm. And I think it's pretty cool that each person has their own portion serving diagram built right in. Protein is necessary for building and maintaining the structure of growing bodies and to build all immune cells. When my kids don't get enough protein, their blood sugar spikes and then crashes, meaning they get grumpy and don't feel good. Pastured eggs are a protein hero, and egg yolks are one of our very best sources for retinol or active vitamin A. Vitamin A is a fat soluble vitamin, and we need a ratio of 10 to 1 of A to vitamin D for using D properly and also to support many other parts of the immune system, especially priming the respiratory system. You can see some of my other protein heroes on the slide here. Okay, next we're going to talk about whole grains because you can get some protein along with complex carbohydrates from whole grains, such as the Young Living einkorn products. Einkorn Crunch is a delicious filling snack made from the ancient ancestor of wheat. My 15-year-old son took a packet of einkorn Crunch with him daily as I drove him to football practice last fall. He felt it was the perfect energy boost before 2 hours of running, push-ups, squats, and who knows what else they do at football practice. Einkorn is also a source of vitamin B6, which is involved in energy production and many other functions of metabolism. Whole grains in general are a good source for fiber and B vitamins. Now, I am gluten intolerant and have been on a 100% gluten-free diet since 2009, but in 2019, I began to introduce the ancient grains of einkorn, barley, and rye into my diet. And guess what? Although these are gluten-containing grains, I can handle them. Going off of gluten was a very important decision in my wellness journey. It was not all I did in my journey, but it was an important piece in the puzzle. And if you are currently gluten-free from gluten intolerance, you might be inspired by my story. I would encourage you, not if you're celiac, but if you're just gluten intolerant from gluten intolerance, maybe this is something you would work with your practitioner, your healthcare provider to explore as well. But for everyone who's currently eating American wheat products, swapping out to einkorn is definitely a nutrition upgrade. Okay, fruits and veggies, our next piece of nourishing foods. Fruits and veggies have so many great vitamins and minerals in them, and in general, the darker the color of that food, the more dense the nutrition in it. This is one reason why our family drinks Ningxia Red. We want that energy support, improved sleep patterns, and reduction of physical limitations and reduction of overall stress each and every day. Wolfberries are also a source of vitamin B1, which is more rare amongst food sources. Many of our antioxidants, such as vitamin C, come in deeply pigmented fruits and veggies, and specific foods like seaweed or dark chocolate contain significant amounts of important minerals, such as iodine or magnesium. So keep up with those fruits and veggies. Okay, next, fermented foods. To keep their gut healthy and their immune system properly primed, my kids eat fermented foods nearly daily because these foods supply probiotics. Our favorite is raw milk kefir, which my husband makes into delicious banana strawberry smoothies each morning. It's raw kefir because we make the kefir ourselves from raw milk, which comes from A2 cows at a certified raw milk dairy on the Olympic Peninsula. You can see we put a lot of effort into this food in our home. Kefir is so much easier to make than yogurt, actually. I just make it on my countertop. I don't have to do the whole oven thing, cooker thing. Kombucha is another option for a fermented food. But the key here is really that you find a food your family loves so you can work it into your food routine because it's the things we do little by little every day that really make a difference, right? So find the fermented food your family loves. I also put special emphasis on healthy fats for sustained energy and as a source of fat-soluble vitamins, which are vital for mineral activation and immune support. The fat-soluble vitamins are vitamins A, which is retinol, D, E, and K. I already mentioned to you how vitamins A and D work together to support immune health. Retinol also makes copper bioavailable by loading it into ceruloplasmin, something I've loved researching over the last few years, which then delivers the copper as an essential molecule in nearly every metabolic enzyme in our body, including those involved in the immune system. So yes, it's important that we get minerals like copper and zinc in our diets and the fat-soluble vitamins, which activate them in vitamin-rich, healthy fats. Fats are also necessary for hormone creation and appropriate inflammation, which is the first step in activating an immune response. I hope these dense nutrition recommendations have not been too overwhelming. If it has been, look at these 5 categories and choose just one that you want to upgrade. Pick one food to introduce into your family and find creative and enjoyable ways to incorporate it into your food routine. Soon it will be an easy part of your routine, and then you can choose another food or another category that you want to upgrade and introduce. I call this method easy plus one. Do what's easy, then add a plus one that's not so easy, right? Easy plus one, that's how we make changes that stick. Okay, now the best diet in the world won't be very helpful if we don't digest it well. Supplementing digestive enzymes can be very helpful in reaching our full digestion potential. I love the KidScents Mighty Zyme tablets because they are easy for kids to chew and swallow and supply enzymes for digesting protein, lactose, a sugar found in dairy products, and breaking down other carbohydrates and fat. Here's how I support effortless digestion in my kids. First, of course, eating good foods that come in their whole original form, those fruits, veggies, grains. They supply plenty of fiber, which supports digestion. Fermented foods supply the probiotics, or on some days, my children enjoy a packet of Mighty Pro probiotic supplement, which contains probiotic strains studied to be the most active strains in healthy children. It's a great supplement. And of course, we need to drink lots of water to keep things moving in digestion. For a healthy immune system, kids need outside play and dirt and sunshine. This is because movement is good for every part of the body. Healthy movement assists digestive flow, it assists brain function, the nervous system, and the cardiovascular system, which all support the immune system. Playing in the dirt will introduce the child to microbes, which prime the immune system. Playing in the sunshine has benefits even beyond the well-known benefit of vitamin D. Sunshine is now thought to help activate our mineral metabolism, meaning that we use our minerals best when we get a kiss of sunshine on our skin. Of course, it is never good to burn our skin, and so for extended play, especially at peak hours or around water, we need to have some good barriers like hats, long sleeves, or mineral sunscreen, such as Young Living's wonderful mineral sunscreen. Speaking of our minerals being activated by a kiss of sunshine, we upgrade our health by continuously remineralizing our bodies from the inside out. So when you think of sunshine, think mineral essence on the outside, mineral sunscreen on the outside and mineral essence on the inside. So get those minerals inside you before you kiss them with the sun. Mineral essence is one of Young Living's most amazing products. It has a full spectrum of ionized trace minerals, and that means that they're well absorbed. That's ionized trace minerals, well absorbed. It contains magnesium chloride, the form of magnesium best recognized by our bodies because it is the form found in nature. Unfortunately, in our day, our water supply has been stripped of a full spectrum of trace minerals, but we can add them back into each glass with a few drops of this great product. Now, have any of you tried mineral essence straight out of the bottle? I see some hands and some laughs out here. It is so intense, and I don't recommend starting that way. If you are starting this supplement with a child, I think it's a good idea to start with one drop, not dropper full, but one drop in a glass of water and see how they handle that. You know, low and slow is a good way to start anything, right? You can do this with yourself as well. So then the next glass of water, you increase to 2 drops and then 3, and you just keep on going and you listen to your body. When are you at a good level and when are you like, oh, too much? Now, the full dose for an adult, as you'll see on the bottle, is 5 half droppers, which means all that you can squeeze out of one dropper. 5 half droppers of those in one glass of water will be very intense, but that's your long-term goal. Your short-term goal is just 1 drop, right? And to increase. You can try it. Now, you can put it all in one glass, or you can try sipping it throughout the day in many glasses. My favorite way to take mineral essence is in a large water bottle. It's like 40 ounces. Put lots of ice in there, water. I pour my Ningxia Red in. Sometimes I put in sulfurzyme powder, and then I put in my mineral essence as well. I don't even taste the mineral essence, and then I can sip that throughout the day. Get those minerals inside me. It is delicious and refreshing. Okay, here's another idea. If you have a Berkey water filter in your house, you can try putting mineral essence in the bottom water reservoir to remineralize everyone's water in your household. Okay, lastly, my recipe for a healthy child is sufficient sound sleep. The immune system recharges during sleep, and a lack of sleep is a significant stress on a child. Children need more sleep than adults. You can see on this diagram, the chart of sleep, that the needs of children are more than adults. A child needs about 9 to 11 hours of sleep per night, plus naps for younger children. As parents, we need to make it a priority for our kids to have the time they need to sleep, which regenerates their bodies and their brains and is a time when most physical growth occurs. Again, Young Living comes through with products that support this healthy lifestyle. Creating a bedtime routine, which includes diffusing in the bedroom, can help put the child into a peaceful, sleepier mindset. Which is the right oil to diffuse for your child? My answer is let the child choose. Whether it's a single oil like Sleepy Eyes, which is a great one for sleep, or a concoction of multiple oils that they come up with, I let my kid lead the way at bedtime. Sleepy Eyes is developed for sleepy kids, just as its name implies, and it also comes in a handy roller. I give all of my kids roller oils to keep right by them in bed so they have something comforting and soothing in their bedtime routine that is self-initiated and self-led. Sometimes I use the KidScents rollers, and sometimes I just use one of my Young Living stainless steel roller fitments on top of one of my bottles of Young Living oils. Sniffle Ease is another great option for bedtimes. So in addition to a healthy lifestyle for kids, which we've kind of looked at this healthy lifestyle, right? We can add in something that's been well studied and used historically for immune support, such as elderberry fruit juice concentrate and 1,3-beta-glucans. These have been combined by Young Living with lime essential oil in the new product, Immu Gummies. This new product is a new and convenient way to take the old tradition of taking elderberry syrup to support immune health. Just think of how much easier a gummy is to take while traveling, or a bag of gummies, than a bottle of elderberry syrup. I mean, really, elderberry syrup is really not travel friendly. Some claims which we as brand partners can make about this new product are that it encourages optimal immune function and supports upper respiratory tract health. I want to define for you what the upper respiratory tract is. The upper respiratory tract is comprised of various interconnected components, including the nose, mouth, throat, and trachea. And as the primary entry point for inhaled air, it serves as a crucial defense barrier against invading pathogens and plays a vital role in maintaining immune health. In addition to these great claims of encouraging optimal immune function and supporting upper respiratory tract health, we can feel good about using Immu Gummies in our homes because they are sustainably produced with ingredients that are free of GMOs, free of allergens, free of gluten, and to get this, they are made with no added sugar. Yeah, that's a great one. Let's take a look at some of the key ingredients in Immu Gummies to learn more about their benefits. Elderberry is a flowering tree, which is a native in some parts of North America, including Washington State, where I live. I mentioned this to you that it's a tree, so you can learn from my mistake and not plant a very fast-growing, large tree where you needed a small bush. So that tree is now gone from my yard, but I have seen these beautiful trees in the wild, and in the past, I have purchased the dark purple berries from a friend who gathered them when they ripen in August. The white lacy flowers are beautiful, and the Young Living Immu Gummies feature this flower as a natural flavoring. Elderberry and elderflower have been used for centuries to support a healthy respiratory system. The concentrated juice from elderberries contains antioxidants that combat free radicals and support the immune system. Now, many of us are probably familiar with elderberry and elderberry syrup used for immune support, but beta-glucans may be a new one for you. 1,3-beta-glucans are a type of carbohydrate structure often extracted from mushrooms or algae to support, promote, and maintain key immune cell activity. Beta-glucans are also found in oats. So, eat your oatmeal, right? However, the beta-glucans in oats are not associated as much with immune support as the 1,3-beta-glucans, which are found in mushrooms and algae. Young Living chose to source the beta-glucans for Immu Gummies from a microalgae called Euglena gracilis. This carbohydrate extracted from the microalgae goes through a proprietary fermentation process before being used in this product. Euglenic gracilis is a clean and sustainable source for this immune supportive ingredient. 1,3-beta-glucans also support both the innate and the adaptive immune systems. Okay, so let's think back to our medieval castle. We got innate, adaptive. They can activate immune cells in the innate immune system by binding to specific receptors on immune cells, particularly macrophages and neutrophils. This binding triggers a cascade of immune responses, leading to increased production of cytokines, which are chemical messengers that promote immune activation and inflammation. By enhancing phagocytosis, which is the process by which immune cells engulf and destroy foreign substances, such as pathogens, 1,3-beta-glucans have been shown to enhance the activity of macrophages and neutrophils, allowing them to better recognize and eliminate invading microorganisms. They also support the adaptive immune system by upgrading the action of antigen presenting cells. These are like your spies because they capture foreign substances and then bring them to the guards of your immune system to let them know who the bad guy is. 1,3-beta-glucans activate these antigen presenting cells, promoting their maturity and capabilities, thereby facilitating the activation of T cells. Also, 1,3-beta-glucans can stimulate the proliferation and activation of the T cells themselves, meaning you have more warriors to protect your castle. In addition to all this, the 1,3-beta-glucans used in Immu gummies support gut barrier integrity, provide antioxidant support, and may protect against oxidative stress. Young Living has combined these two powerful ingredients with the power of lime essential oil, which contains D-limonene, a terpene with antioxidant properties. Lime essential oil also lends a fresh, bright flavor to these gummies. Now, maybe some of you have made elderberry syrup in your kitchens in the past, as I have, and then spoon-fed it to your children. I did see benefit in my kids when they were taking elderberry syrup, but making and consuming elderberry syrup takes a lot of commitment. And as I mentioned before, it's not very travel-friendly. When you eat elderberry syrup from a spoon, you inevitably have some stains on clothing. The new gummies are really an easy button here because you won't be stirring cauldrons of bubbling elderberry syrup over the stove for hours, nor scrubbing stains out of kids' t-shirts, or washing sticky spots off the floor. The gummies are easy for kids to eat, full of great ingredients, and they're definitely kid approved. Here is a quote from my daughter, Louisa, who is 11, when she first tried the Immu gummies. She said, "Ooh, these are good, and they taste great too. We should buy these a lot more. They're like candy, but good for you. Young Living should have made these years ago." I agree with her, and I personally think the Immu gummies are delicious, and you may have to hide them from your kids or yourself so you don't eat too many at once. My plan is to keep them on hand for extra immune support as needed throughout the year. I love that Young Living gives us some really great tools for supporting our immune systems, including tools that work beautifully for kids of all ages. I'm pretty sure everyone will want to enjoy these gummies, not just children. Now, my kids joined me in preparing for this presentation by making a little reel for you about the new Immu gummies. And I published that reel on my Instagram this morning. My Instagram is Clean Green Start. You can go connect with me there. You can find the reel. It should be shareable. You could share it, spread the word on this great product. Tell your circle about it too. Thank you for your time today. God bless you with the best of health.
Thank you.
That was our video from Monday. So let me switch back. Thank you guys for being here this morning. I hope that you learned something from that segment. I know that she shared a lot of details toward the end all about Immu gummies, and I'm excited that I get to try those today for the first time ever. That is a brand new product that Young Living announced and released at convention a couple of weeks ago. So we just got our box, and I'm going to try them personally, and I'm definitely going to have my kids try them because they're the ones that are going to be taking them on a more regular basis. So that is incredible that Young Living has that available for us. I am one of those who has made elderberry syrup in the past. and just made it from scratch. So I'm glad that this time around I get to just make the shortcut and get it right into our systems through an easy, convenient gummy. Hold on just a second. I need to make sure that my screen is showing here on the recording. Having technical difficulties today for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is. But now I am going to be segueing into the second section of our class this morning. I did do a poll both here during our live session and during in one of our chat groups that I have with our team. And the question was, would you prefer to hear this morning a little bit more about sharing Young Living in person, meaning maybe having people over to your yard or your kitchen table or having some kind of get-together event in your home? Or would you rather learn about sharing online and learning how to communicate effectively on social media? And that was almost a toss-up. It was pretty much 50-50, but we're going to go ahead this morning and talk about those in-person events. So if you want to hold on just a moment, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to make sure that I'm sharing the right video this time because they keep popping up with other ones. Hang on just a second. There were so many workshops that were offered to us during convention. Okay, so this one is going to be called Events in Your Home, and it's taught by 2 Royal Crown Diamond leaders with Young Living, and I am sure that you will get a lot of great benefit from that. As happens in all of our summer series class, we're going to be having a time afterwards where we can interact live, so definitely stick around for that if you have questions or comments or just want to chat a little bit. And we get to do that after I stop the recording so that that's not on our replay, and you're free to talk as you wish. So hold on just a second. We're going to start. I'm going to cue this up a little bit right about here.
I'm Courtney Kreitz. I'm a Royal Crown Diamond. I bought my starter kit 11 years ago at an in-person event. I have a picture that shows me sitting in this room in a neighborhood in my city, very pregnant with my 5th child. I have 9 now, having just moved from Austin back to the Dallas area. So I was in a lot of transition in that season of my life. I had been through a really huge few years health-wise, just dealing with a lot of different things. And I was always looking for options for getting harmful things out of my home and using natural solutions instead. I had already worked to share many of my natural options with friends simply because I wanted to help them. I did a lot of things, but a lot of them were kind of gross and tasted bad, and people weren't in on that. So I was ready for something that was a little easier to talk about. We all had young kids and we all wanted the best for them. I was also really hungry for community, for a place to serve, and just for wisdom as a mom of a whole bunch of young kids. But since these things that I often did were so complicated and hard to introduce other moms to, I wanted better steps for these kind of alternatives and showing them what I was doing with my kids that was different. The friend who invited me to the class, who is here today and one of my very best friends, was really more of an acquaintance at that time. But while I had lived in Austin, she had randomly sent me a book one day that she thought I would enjoy reading. It was about parenting toddlers, and her note said in it that we were in the same season of life and that she hoped it encouraged me like it did her. She was investing in me. It touched me so much that she thought of me. So this is important for us to take note of in this topic. So when she invited me to come to this class and hear about these oils, I trusted her. I knew she wanted what was best for me. I knew she cared. And I got my real pregnant self into the car and found somebody to watch all my kids and came to this class. At first, I didn't even realize there was a business opportunity involved, but the minute that class was over, I was ready to tell people about what I had heard. I bought books there to help me learn more, and I went home with a scrap of paper with her referral number on it. I still have it. I ordered my kit and impatiently waited for my oils to arrive. When the same lady that taught that class came back to teach another class, what did I do? I copied exactly what I had seen. I copied the email my friend sent to me, sent it to a few friends who I also felt might be interested in learning more. I ended up having my baby early and didn't get to attend the class, but a few of them went. I think one of them's here today. And they called me and placed orders after asking a few questions. I had no idea that those few questions would be the beginning of thousands and thousands of conversations over the last decade about oils. Now, today, I watch hundreds of brand partners on my team teach classes week in and week out around the world. And while everyone does it a little bit differently, it's a fairly simple process of truly seeing people, wanting to serve and help them, and creating spaces where you can connect over a common need. Many of our brand partners on our team are here today in this workshop. Right. And we are constantly learning from them. Many of the things you'll hear today are from my own experience and also from watching them, as they are just inspirational, as they passionately change lives with their heart for people.
Hey guys, I'm Casey Wiegand. I'm a blogger, a creator, an artist, an Instagram influencer, and a Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living. I've been with Young Living for over 9 years now. And because of the work that I put into growing my following, much of my team and growth grew in the online spaces. But what's happened is over the past year, I've seen more than ever the power of including in-person events for the deep sense of connection and education that can only be achieved when we're together. My team and I have been hosting regular events in my home, working to invite, include, and show the women of my area all these products and this business and what it can add to their lives. I find so much joy in using the same community building and creative skills that I've used for years online to grow this way. And it's just been so amazing. Inviting others in and to see you and know you, it helps them see how you can serve them. There's something so special, you guys, about preparing your home and allowing someone else into that personal space. I invite people every day into my home and my life through posts and stories online. And it has been so beautiful, you guys, to open my physical doors to the oil community through in-person events. Find the things that bring you joy and share them with others. Let them see the ways you use the oils and the products in your life. And they're going to understand that this is 100% authentic for you. There's Thieves Laundry soap in your laundry room, and Christmas Spirit is going in the diffuser. We've got Luscious Lemon Hand soap at every bathroom. You're not just selling products, you're using them and you're sharing those experiences with others. You're leading them to their aha moments. You're inviting them into a feeling. You're meeting a need. So what you'll do, you'll make your favorite roller recipe. You're going to talk about your health journey. You're going to drink your favorite Ningxia spritzer with them. You're going to give a piece of yourself with each shared experience. And that is the greatest gift of all.
We have this tendency to want everything perfect, right? So that people will know we're knowledgeable and we're trustworthy, because that's what's going to make them buy from us, right? No, wrong. After the girls who had signed up under me hosted several events, it took me a minute to catch up on what was going on. So they hosted events. I saw these people doing it. In the months following us getting our oils, I finally decided that the sweet lady driving from Oklahoma to teach us, we love you, LaDonna, if you're here, deserved a break, and decided that I should start teaching classes myself. So I bit the bullet, invited some friends, and prepared for my first event. The night before, my family got sick. My daughter had a febrile seizure and I was awake most of the night, and my preparation just completely went out of the window. So the guest arrived. I did my best to talk about what was working for us, closed with something really epic, like, if you want some, you know where to find me. So clearly, someone had to beg me to show her how to order, and my skills were not the key to my journey going well there at the beginning. But I did have a heart to help. I had really fallen in love with my lavender, my valor, yes, and my Nisha. And I've learned just a few things along the way through hundreds of events that I want to pass on to you so you can learn them even more quickly. Many people spend all of their time preparing for a class, and inviting is an afterthought. It's easy to do. This should be the exact opposite. Put 90% of your effort into inviting others and 10% into your preparation if you need to go that extreme. Personal will always be more effective than blanket when you're inviting. Sure, you can post or send an email to a group. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's a great way to let everyone know, but that's easy to ignore. No one feels like it's important to you that they show up at your class if they receive something that's extremely general, right? They may not connect the dots between their personal needs and the event. I'm having an oils event. Anyone is invited is very different than, hey, Casey, I'm having a group over and we're going to be talking about kids' health. And I know you shared a little bit that you were overwhelmed with how to help your son and, going back to school and all of that. I would really love to have you come and I'll share some of our routines that are working for us. That's very different, right? Do you feel different if someone asks you in that way and you think it matters to them if you show up? Of course, it's going to matter. Try something like this approach. Ready? First invitation. You're going to call or very personally text or message inviting to the event. Okay? Hey, here's why you should be here, what we're going to do. Give general information about the date and topic. Let them know that you would love for them to attend. Second invitation, and this can be closer to time for the event. People are struggling, you guys, with planning way in advance. We used to do that. Now people are like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, much less 2 months from now. So the second invitation is a reminder where you send details closer to time, like the address, where to park, or any tips that help someone to feel very secure about coming and what to expect. Take out the giant question marks that make it feel scary. Final reminder is a text the day of the event saying you can't wait to see them and you look forward to sharing with them the certain information that is personal to their needs. Imagine how much more likely you would be to attend an event where this level of thought was put into your invitation than a blanket approach where you feel unsure if it's even a fit for you. We are incredibly busy people. We are also a generation, a society that is nervous and anxious about new experiences. Take out the reason someone would be concerned or decide not to attend in any way that you can. Think of what you would need and fill that need.
Okay, so you're going to involve your brand partners or your other friends in the inviting process, and you're going to hold joint events together. Even someone brand new or someone who doesn't have any oils yet can begin inviting. You guys think holidays, themes, mix it up. One party we did this year was a Galentine's night, and you guys, we enrolled so many builders that evening because it was so fun. They could feel the community, and because of the casual nature of the event, many of them said, oh, I can do this too. Gather your upline, your downline, your crossline, get into a thread, and begin a conversation to choose dates and topics for the next few months. Empower their giftings. I often say in my house, I'm the keeper of the calendar. Do that here. Make a plan 6 months out. Have fun together, sharing ideas. Share the load, and it becomes much easier to consistently host and provide these opportunities for gathering. Stories are everything at these events. So the more that we work together, the more stories there's going to be to share with the people attending. Okay, so you don't have any brand partners yet. It's okay. Anybody can invite. Make it seem like the most natural thing in the world that, of course, someone would want to bring a friend, even when they're coming for the first time. So, in your invitation, include verbiage about how they can include others. One thing you're always going to want to do at each event is invite to the next event. Your goal is not one event, your goal is a sea of events in a giant wave of change. One of the best ways to build that momentum is by booking classes at your classes. So you're going to want to announce your next event at your current event. Maybe it's another class, maybe it's a hangout at a coffee shop, a pop-up at a business location. You want something you're going to tell every person there to come back to. You never want your event to be a dead end. This will leave you frustrated with your results because we need multiple exposures and opportunities to create real change. Second, you're going to want to use a simple sheet where everybody can put their name if they're interested in hosting a class that you can come teach. Tell them they can invite their friends and provide the place, and you'll do all the rest. The greatest in-person growth comes from each event, booking out 2, 4, or even more events. You can even offer a little gift for anyone who sets up their class with you before leaving the one that day. Third, you're going to want to take lots of pictures and encourage people to share them. Whether your class is a no-show or has 20 people, trust me, take photos, share them on social media, text them to people who missed the class, and say, you guys, I wish you were here. Give them a vision for attending that next event.
Don't overdo it. Think of a class as a first exposure. It's a door opening into a whole new world, I won't sing it, of learning for them. It doesn't need to be the full package, not the fire hydrant. We're not drowning them. If you thrive on a cute food spread and setup, that's great. But also keep in mind that the most important thing is people being in a room together. Stories, listening ears, smiles, hope, all of these are free, completely free. And they are the game changers. We all love to have things beautiful and detailed, but with every step that you add into the process, you're also adding a layer of complexity that could intimidate a potential new brand partner or interested customer. Keep it simple. Simple duplicates. Have a meal? Ask people to bring something. Need to hold your baby while you talk? Do it. I've done it for years. If you don't have a budget for DIYs and samples and things like that, don't do them or ask for a few dollars to cover costs. Remember, you have very few main goals at your event. Will people leave here feeling their needs were seen and heard? Free. Will people leave here with a sense of hope and of others on a health journey with them? Free. Will people leave here with a running mental list of people they want to bring next time and an invitation to a next event? Start their minds whirling. Will people leave here feeling they could easily host a class with you for their friends, or even better, teach one themselves? One powerful tip I learned from the amazing in-person class expert, Diamond Katie Ganger, is this: as your class begins, tell everyone to grab a photo with someone else at the class or of whatever interests them in the setup. So you're like, hey guys, pull out your phones. You're going to take a picture now, right? Then you're going to tell them to post it and say, here at this class and about to learn more about oils or whatever you're teaching that day. Tell them to tag you in the post. Then after the class, you're all going to check those posts and there will be a prize for the most likes and comments. It's a fun icebreaker before you begin. Then after the class, since you were tagged, you go back and comment on those posts, tell them how you loved having them there, and engage if their friends start asking questions about what happened at the class or about what they were learning about. Plus, you can go on those posts and share details for the next event, and inviting has already begun. Isn't that brilliant? She shared that and I was like, what? It's amazing. And you have so many more things coming out of that. The event is only the beginning though. What you do afterwards is what matters. You have now opened the door to a relationship. Take notes of what they ask and share with you so you can continue the conversation. Just like any other interaction, you want to begin creating email lists, phone numbers, or other ways that you can follow up with the people that attend your class. There are 3 important follow-ups you will want to send every time, okay? First, a thank you for attending. Preferably the same day for an earlier event or the next day if you had an evening event. You just say, thank you for coming. So glad you were able to be with us. It was great to see you. Very easy, right? Don't overthink it. Just so great to see you. Second email is a reminder of the basic info that was shared and ordering links. We hope you enjoyed discussing this, followed by a quick info link or paragraph, and then instructions for how they can order. Even if you clearly went through that in the class, do it again, because they have that to refer back to when they get ready to tell someone else. Always, you want to send this out. For those who ordered, you can send info on how they can log in and check their order. Have a copy and paste email that you use with small tweaks each time, and you will save yourself hours, because you're going to do this a lot of times, guys, a lot of times. Finally, send an invitation and reminder of the next event and offer to teach a class for them.
Okay, so what if no one comes? Have you failed? Is all your work for nothing? Absolutely not. You guys, I've had classes where no one's come. Plan B can literally bring amazing results. So I'm going to give you a game plan. You're going to take pictures of your setup. You're going to spend a few minutes and post about how you love hosting events, anything on your mind, getting ready. Film a short video sharing a bit of the information that you had planned to share that night. During the time you would have been teaching, work on your next event. You already have the time set aside. Work on an invitation list. Message anyone who didn't make it. Tell them personally that you missed them. Send a little video you made or an info and say, I'm really sorry I missed you today. I wanted to make sure you got this information or saw this. You can follow the same follow-up protocol as you did for the ones that come to the events. Okay, so you have the time blocked out, right? So start messaging customers. Tell them, hey, I have a few minutes to answer questions. Do you have anything on your mind? People love knowing they're not bothering you, and they feel a lot more free to say, yeah, I need to ask you something. Another option is to go live on your socials, share some of the information that you were going to teach. Nothing is wasted when we're prepared to connect with people. There's always a way to grow your business with open minutes. So spend a few minutes evaluating what you'll do same or what you'll do different the next time you wrap up for this event. Do it shaky, do it scared, and you will feel the shift. You guys, nothing important will ever feel entirely comfortable. You'll have to do it when your voice shakes and when you'd rather just curl up on the couch. I feel like this always makes me want to tear up because that's what it takes, you guys. Staying comfortable will get you more of the results that you're already experiencing. It's not going to bring the life change for your family or for the life change of others. And that's what's tugging on your heart. It's not going to revolutionize the health of your circle of friends. It won't launch businesses and build waves of growth. I heard a quote recently, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. You guys think on that. Shift your thinking on how this will impact everyone else.
Interactions with people will always be imperfect. Things will not go according to your best laid plans. Ultimately, we have no control over the outcomes, but we do have control over what we invest. I firmly believe in our mission of oils in every home because each day I wake up and look around me and I'm surrounded by oils and products that have changed our lives. And I don't say that lightly. I could talk for hours and only scratch the surface of what Young Living has given to my family. I can't keep that to myself. Invite the person, teach the class, learn from it, do it again. Someone out there needs you to invite them in, look them in the eyes, and invite them to be a part of a whole world of growth and learning and support that they don't even know they can dream about yet. Thank you for joining us. I want you to take your phones out right now, and I want you to open your calendars. Before I let you go, I'm just going to stand right here. I want you to put one event on your calendar right now. You can do an after convention event. You can do a back to school event for August. You can do whatever you want it to be, but I don't want you to leave this room because that's the hardest part. Say you're going to do it and then just figure the rest out. Do it and you're going to love the connections you create. Thank you, guys.
So I hope that you really gained a lot from both of those segments of our call this morning. I think that once we've known and experienced the impact and the effect of these products on our lives, it's just a natural overflow to be wanting to share that with other people around us. I know that has been my experience. I got started 9 years ago. And just as I was trying different things, I was telling the people around me, and it did not start with big online things or Zoom calls. I don't think Zoom was even in existence back then. There was no, online effort on my part. Initially, it was just sharing with the people that were all around me in my daily life. So I really loved those perspectives on the sharing part and having in-person and home events. Next week, as the bonus segment of our call, we will dive into learning more about effectively communicating and educating online. So for those of us who do love to be on social media or love to be on any kind of online platform, that'll be a great one for you to tune into next week. As for our wellness portion of our next series, of our next call in this series, I actually have a choice for you. Again, I like to get feedback from our audience as to what you're most interested in so we can tailor the learning content to you. So for next week, I'd love to hear from you if you are more interested in learning about the use of essential oils for emotions. That would be emotional wellness and your mood and all of that. Or would you be interested in learning about the ancient roots of essential oils? So how they were used in antiquity, digging into some scriptures that describe how different oils were used back in ancient times. So which of those two topics are more interesting to you? You can feel free to leave a comment in the comments below if you're watching on online platforms like YouTube or Facebook as the replay, or if you're here with us live today, you can go ahead and drop that into the chat, and I will be taking that into consideration before our Monday evening call, which is next week. I think that is July 31st. I cannot believe July is almost over. It's crazy. So I am going to wrap up the recording, and then I'm going to jump into our live audience and see if there's any questions or comments there. So thank you for joining, and we'll see you again next week.